Hello everyone, welcome back to Anmoll Astrology channel. Now today's video is about Venus being in the nakshatra of Chitra, right? So let's just go ahead and understand what does Venus means in the nakshatra of Chitra. And before that, let's understand what does Venus represents. So if you're watching this video, you need to know what you're looking for, right? So what does Venus represents your spouse, it represents you, or it represents something else. So, Venus is considered as the planet of love, romance, luxury, pleasure. But along with that, Venus is also the lord of the second house with Taurus and seventh house with Libra. So, it represents our income, where the money is going to come from. It represents our money matters, our savings. It also represents our lifestyle, speech, what do we like to eat, our eating patterns, our communication, the style of our communication, the way our tone is. It also represents our relationships, partnerships, and surprisingly, the legal battles. Seventh house is one of the important houses to represent legal battles for one individual, more than even the sixth house. Okay, Venus is also a planet of devotion, how devoted you are, where your interests lies, where you feel comfortable. And when it's about people, Venus represents females. And especially for a male, it represents the wife or it represents the spouse. Only thing it is going to be resonated with you is the way you appear to be in love, the way you react into a relationship, the way you love. Your expression of love is Venus. But when we are discussing about the appearance and the qualities, that is going to be resonated with your spouse more. The only time this Venus is going to represent you, if it is your ascendant lord, if you are a Taurus rising or you are a Libra rising, or Venus is your Atmakarka. Okay, so now how does Venus behave in the nakshatra of Chitra? So Chitra Nakshatra starts from 23 degrees, 20 minutes of Virgo and is extended to 6 degrees and 40 minutes of Libra. So we are going to discuss Venus being in both the signs, in the sign of Virgo and in the sign of Libra. We know that in Virgo it is debilitated, whereas in the sign of Libra it's in its own house, its Mool Trikon sign of the planet Venus. So when First of all, this Chitra Nakshatra is represented or it's ruled by the planet Mars. So whenever Venus comes into this nakshatra, we get the energy of Mars. Towards the Virgo side, it's a combination of the energy of Mercury and Mars. Towards the Libra side, it is a combination of energy of Venus and Mars. So we know that these people are extremely sexual individuals in both the signs because of the passion of Mars being combined with the passion and love and pleasure of Venus. So these people can actually be quite lustful in nature. Another thing, there is a comparison between the lustful nature towards the Virgo side and towards the Libra side. Towards the Virgo side, it's more of an enjoyable lust. They can be into relationships with no strings attached because these people are rather very, very practical with their choices in love. They're very picky with their choices in love. Whereas if this Venus comes towards the Libra side of Chitra Nakshatra, They are also very lustful, they are also very sexual, but along with that they are going to be very passionate towards the relationship. They can be too much attached towards the relationship in a very serious manner. So towards the Virgo side, they might be in relationships, but they are not very much emotionally, instantly, they are not emotionally connected within that relationship. But when it comes to Libra side, they can be extremely connected towards a relationship wherever they fall into that physical relationship within a relationship. Did I say relationship so many times? Sorry. So it's a differentiation that with Virgo, they are more picky, they are more careful, and they're more practical with their choices. Whereas with Libra, they just want to be in a relationship. They want someone in their life. They want that belongingness. They want that unionship. Okay, so that's why, but towards the Libra side, they might have more relationships than towards the Virgo side. Okay, then this Mars is Mars is what? Mars is a planet who is a soldier, who is passionate, who is humanitarian. So another thing you would see with these people is that when you are in love, you're totally passionate about that love. You are very ambitious, especially on the Virgo side. These people are quite ambitious. They want to achieve their goals. They want to, have a good status in life. Whereas towards the Libra side, it's about maintaining a status in love, status in relationships. They are more about building relationships. Whereas in or towards the Virgo side, they are more about building wealth. Since it is Mars, these people love to be into some sports. They want to be involved into some physical activities. That is very important for them. Whenever they are in love or they are in a relationship, they want to be active. They want to be actively involved with their partner. If you have Venus in this nakshatra, you will get the most stunning looking wife or a husband, right? And specifically with this Mars influence, you will see towards the Virgo side, you will have a partner who has a good height with feminine body, and also with a very athletic constitute of their body. They would appear to be as if they go into gymming, and they are going to be super conscious about their physique. They are going to be super conscious about how they look or how people perceive them, right? Just one second. Okay, so my microphone stopped working for some reason. Right. So coming back to what we were discussing, so towards the Virgo side, a person tends to be very conscious of their health and conscious of their physique because, with Mars, combination of Mars, Mercury, and Venus, a person wants to be very careful with their nutrition, their physique, what they get into their body, and how they appear to be. And towards the Libra end, you would also see a person who is very conscious of their looks and whose appearance will be a little more broader than the Virgo side. Towards Virgo, it's more towards leaner body and leaner and very I won't say like it's towards leaner and it's not too thick kind of a body structure, but with specifically Libra side, it's more towards the broader side, broader and thick body, right? But their appearance, their features, especially of their face, are very, very beautiful. These people are stunning looking. Whenever they come or they come into a room, they are going to enlighten the room with their presence. That pretty their aura and their beauty is. Okay. Another thing you would see with this Mars being associated with this nakshatra is that these people are protectors. They want to protect, and they are very, very attached with their family, their kids, and they want to protect their loved ones at any cost. And this is visibly seen in both the zodiac signs. And along with that, these people are very fierce. Towards the Virgo side, they are less they are more practical and patient with their actions, whereas towards the Libra side, they can be actually more fierce and more aggressive. Right now, next, what we are going to discuss is the symbol of this nakshatra. So, the symbol is jewels or pearl. So, just because the symbol is jewels, these people outshine whatever they do in life. They always want to shine. They actually like shiny objects also. So if you have Venus in Chitra, you would have absolute love for shiny things. Even if you want to have a handbag or you want to have a wallet, you are going to get a shinier one. You just love that shine, you love that luster, on diamonds. And especially with a woman with Venus in Chitra, they have absolute love for highlighters or shiny jewelries, right? And we'll come to the remedies part, but one of the remedy for these individual is to actually get either something of pearl or a combination of pearl and diamond from their spouse. So if you are a male, you can get that from your wife. If you are a female, you can get that from your husband. Okay, so this also shows that you will be able to accumulate a lot of jewelry, a lot of jewels in your life. Not just jewels or stones related to astrology, but also otherwise, right? Now, another thing that we are going to discuss here is the animal. And this is actually the most important element of this nakshatra because it shows us a lot of qualities of this nakshatra. So the animal is the female tigress. So similar to a tigress, these people are very protective of their children and of their family. So Tigress is actually the one who is, going to hunt and get the food for their cubs, for her cubs and her family. Similarly, you are going to get a spouse who is going to be like a tigress. Even if it's a male or a female, they are going to be the providers. They're going to be the one who are going to protect, who are going to stand in the front of their family, and they're going to protect their family. And since it is Venus, they are self-protected as well. They are protective of their possessions as well. Now, Venus is also attached to your family and your relationship with the family. You are going to be the one who is going to fight with your family, but when they are in the need or when someone else attacks to your family, you are going to be the one to fight back. You are going to be the one to protect them. Right? And this also shows that since Venus represents one's own speech, when it comes to your speech, you have a very commanding speech. You have a speech where you are up for a debate, you are up to take a stand towards something. So you have a very impactful style of communication. Right? With this tigress, since tigress is an animal who wakes up in the middle of the night and, searches for food or hunts. Similarly, you will see that your spouse is going to be the one who is going to get up in the middle of the night and look for snacks. Like, for example, I'll share an incident. There's someone very close in my family. So I have seen him getting up, since childhood. I have seen him getting up in the middle of the night around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and he just goes straight towards the fridge, and he has some sort of thirst, in the middle of the night, and he has to drink something. Like, he's going to have a sharbat, he's going to have a juice, not just water, but anything else which is like, mixed into the water, like a sharbat, like a juice, or one more thing, he loves to have an ice cream at that point. I don't know, for some reason, I used to be very surprised with this, habit of his. And then when I grew up and I got to know about astrology, then I saw that actually his ascendant lord, Mars, is in the nakshatra of Chitra. And that's why he woke up in the middle of the night. He always sleeps on time, right? And he wakes up at least once in the middle of the night and looks for snacks. And similarly, you will see, since you have Venus in this nakshatra, you will see your spouse doing that, right? Another thing that you will see is that tigresses are very cautious, right? They're very careful and they're very quiet when they are looking for their prey. So similarly, you are going to have a spouse who is going to be very expressive in a quieter way. Like, they are going to express their love not by like communicating, but more with their expressions. And these people are very focused with what they want to achieve and whom they want to attack. While there is especially towards the Virgo side, you will see this. While these people have a conflict or disagreement with someone, they might not fight at that point of time, but they will wait for the opportunity to get back to them, to lunge back at them. Especially this is viable on this is valid on the Virgo side, because Virgo is the earth element and it is far more patient than the air sign, the Libra sign. So in Libra, you might see them reacting and lunging at the same time, but towards the Virgo side, they're going to, wait for the right opportunity to do that. Right? Now, next and the last that we would talk about is the deity of this nakshatra, which is Vishwakarma. So Vishwakarma was the celestial god who was actually the architecture of the universe. And he also used to make weapons for the gods. Right? So similarly, these people love to put things into structure. So you will see, you will have a spouse, and even you will see that your income is going to get generated through something which is about putting in structure. So, since Vishwakarma was the celestial god who was associated with architecture, I won't say specifically these people are architectures of home and buildings. Because honestly, in my experience, I've seen that more evident with Dhanishta Nakshatra rather than the Chitra Nakshatra. So these people are actually technical creators. They are technical architectures. Like, for example, they are data scientists towards the Virgo side, right? And towards the Libra side, they are more of AI, specialists. They are more of the people who make the blueprints, who make the maps, the digital maps, digital blueprints. And you will see Chitra Nakshatra. With Chitra Nakshatra, if your Venus is in Chitra Nakshatra, you are extremely creative, extremely digitally creative. I had a client a long, long time back. He was actually I don't know what do we exactly call it. I don't remember that. He used to create animations on his, laptop. And he actually worked in that profession, and he had a prominent Chitra Nakshatra, right? So these people can be into animation. They can even, since Chitra represents Chitra, which is photography, which is picturization. These people do excellent with picturization, with VFX effects, with the anything which is associated with picturization, photography. They are extremely good in those things, especially when Venus is there, because then your creative self comes out. And even you can have a spouse who is very good with these particular things, and their profession can even be into these particular fields. Now, Chitra is also related to Chitragupt. Chitragupt is the celestial accountant who keeps the record of all your, karmas, all your good and bad karmas, the records of all the souls. So that's why these people do excellent with accountancy. So you may also marry a person who is an accountant. They are very good with numbers. But most of the times I've seen this is actually not about Venus and Chitra, but otherwise I've seen that Chitra people sometimes do not like calculations at all. They are not good with mathematics also. But these are with other planets, especially if there's Mercury in Chitra. These people are going to be excellent with calculations. With Venus and Chitra, they are more creative, right? Rather than being into that accountancy. They are involved into accountancy only if they have to do something creative and which involves numbers, which is more always about the technical aspect, the IT sector. Right, so you will have a spouse who is into such a profession, and you yourself are very creative individual. You too yourself are very creative. For example, suppose a person has Venus and Rahu in Chitra, in towards the Virgo, or towards specifically towards the Libra side. They can be very good makeup artists. They are illusionists also. They love to create illusion, especially if Rahu gets connected there. Since Vishwakarma was also an illusionist, he used to create that illusion. That's why they are good with magic tricks and good with illusions as well. Right now, about the remedies for Chitra nakshatras. So, if you have Venus in the nakshatra of Chitra, so as to have a pleasant, marriage life, and so as to have a good, financial wealth, one thing you can do is ask your spouse to gift you a necklace. If you are a female, you can have a necklace of pearl and diamonds, or if you are a male, you can get a bracelet of pearl and diamonds, or simply a ring. In both the cases nowadays, we also have pearls for men. There are certain designs with pearls and diamonds, especially why I'm saying that, see, pearl is the symbol of this nakshatra, but I'm saying diamonds because we have Venus in this nakshatra. So first remedy would be this. The second remedy is going to be about manifestations, about writing down what you want to manifest, just like a Chitragut. And since it's Venus in Chitra Nakshatra, go for vision boards, because vision boards are far more creative. That's why Venus comes into it, and it's a structured, vision for what all things do you want to have in the future. So you can have a vision board about your marriage and about your marital success, and also your materialistic success. So these two remedies can be something that you can be done with. Okay, so let me see if there's something left with Chitra Nakshatra. Yeah, so one more thing I would like to suggest here is that Venus, having Venus in the nakshatra of Chitra, you should not go for partnerships in your, business. Since Venus is the lord or is the original lord of the seventh house, it when it comes into the nakshatra of Chitra, it gets connected with the energy of Mars. So you are a person who is more of a, you know, a leader. You have your own way of personality and your own way of making decisions. So you can get support from your spouse, but try not to go for partnership completely. Like, partnership on papers. But if you want to go for partnership, only go with your spouse rather than anyone else. Okay. So, guys, that was my analysis about Venus in the nakshatra of Chitra. And I hope this gives you good insight into this placement. If you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. If you guys would like to have your personal readings, you can check out the link below, www.anmollastrology.com. And under the reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. And then under the unique reading section, you can book a unique reading for yourself. Okay. We'll see you next time. Bye bye. Take care.